little girl next.
Has turned into...
Plus you have help.
Binge King. Today, we're back with another amazing movie. A 2009 American vigilant action thriller film directed by F. Gary Gray and based on the Kurt Wimmer script. It starred Gerard, Butler and Jamie Foxx, is set in Philadelphia. It tells a narrative of a man who is determined to pursue justice while also targeting those who have backed a corrupt criminal justice system with the intention of assassinating everyone who supports the system. Before we start, go ahead and subscribe. Also press the bell button to get the latest updates about the new movies. Watch out for spoilers and take care. So without any further delay, let us start. In the start of the movie, Clarence Darby with Rupert Ames enters the home of an engineer, Clyde Shelton. Darby brutally rapes and murders the wife and then also kills daughter of Clyde Shelton, who is forced to witness an Philadelphia home invasion. Rupert Ames just wanted to steal says, "We gotta get the fuck out of here. Come on." However, Darby brutally raped and murdered. Due to tainted evidence, prosecutor Nick Rice is unable to get a conviction for Darby. He makes a deal with Darby in exchange for testifying against his accomplice, Rupert Ames, who simply wanted to steal from Clyde and run. And Darby will plead guilty to third-degree murder and receives a shorter term. Darby has agreed to testify against Ames. Clyde is told by officer. Darby is released after a few years, while Ames is convicted and sentenced to death. Nick and the justice system have deceived Clyde. Ames is executed by lethal injection 10 years later, but he dies in excruciating pain owing to a chemical change. Evidence implicates Darby, who is notified by an anonymous caller. The caller, who uses an artificially distorted voice and claims to know about the cocaine and a possible underage woman in his flat, threatens Darby with a lifetime prison. Darby takes over a police cruiser and forces a single officer to go to a deserted warehouse. The cop discloses that he is Clyde and that he was the one who dialed the number. With tetrodotoxin-coated spikes, his gun paralyzes Darby. Clyde attaches Darby to a table, makes medical preparations to prolong Darby's pain, and then videotapes himself carefully dismembering Darby before decapitating him. When Darby's body is discovered, evidence links his death to Clyde. Clyde willingly surrenders and enters prison. Clyde seeks a new mattress for his cell in exchange for a confession in prison. Nick first refuses, but after discovering the Clyde's video of the Darby's murders scared Nick's family. District Attorney Jonas Cantrell urges Nick to accept the bargain. Clyde represents himself in court and successfully argues for bail, but he is imprisoned for contempt of court after berating the judge for accepting the legal precedent he cited, considering her to be too easily persuaded and ready to re-release criminals. Clyde wants an extravagant steak lunch and a music player to be given to his cell at a certain time in exchange for the location of Darby's lawyer, who has been reported missing. Nick accepts despite the warden's security precautions cause his lunch to be delayed by a few minutes. Clyde gives the location of the lawyer when he finishes his dinner. Nick is too late to save Darby's lawyer, who was suffocated by time-mechanized material, while Clyde's meal was delayed by time-mechanized material. Clyde kills a cellmate with his steak bone after sharing his lunch with him, causing the warden to place him in a solitary prison. Cantrell and Nick meet with a Clyde CIA source, who reveals that Clyde previously worked for the agency, devising ingenious assassination devices and directing complex fatal techniques against seemingly impossible targets. They have been warned that Clyde can kill anyone at any time, and if he is in jail, it's all part of a larger scheme. the judge is killed by an explosion concealed in her cell phone during a meeting with Nick and Cantrell. Clyde reveals to Nick that the murders are not motivated by vengeance, but rather by the justice system's shortcomings. He then threatens to murder everyone unless he is released and the charges against him are withdrawn. Nick, on the other hand, takes preventive steps. Following Clyde's deadline, a number of Nick's assistants are killed by vehicle bombs. Nick meets with Clyde in secret, beats him, and rants at him, frustrated that Ames and Darby may have gotten away with it if they had not tried to condemn them. Clyde responds that Nick did not seem to mind, and if he had tried but failed, Clyde would have accepted it. Nick urges an end to the deaths, but Clyde informs him that the fight against the corrupt system and those who believe in it is only getting started. Cantrell is killed by an armed bomb disposal robot while leaving a colleague's funeral. Nick is ready to retire, but the enraged mayor declares a state of emergency and promotes Nick to acting district attorney. Clyde operates an auto garage near the prison. Nick discovers below the solitary confinement cells a tunnel connects to a stash of guns, disguises, and other equipment with secret entrances to each cell. He discovers that Clyde wanted to be in solitary confinement all along since it allowed him to simply escape the prison without being discovered and carry out his premeditated murders while deceiving the authorities, who assumed his murders were the work of his accomplices. Clyde's next goal appears to be City Hall, where the mayor is conducting an emergency meeting. Nick and his guys are unable to locate Clyde, but they do uncover a cell phone-controlled suitcase bomb in the room directly beneath the meeting. When the Clyde returns to his cell, he is surprised to discover Nick there. Clyde proposes another contract, but Nick, now that he understands him, says he no longer does business with murderers. Nick tries to talk with Clyde, but Clyde detonates the suitcase bomb, forcing Nick to flee, while also sealing Clyde's cell. Clyde discovers the bomb beneath his bed after hearing the detonator's ringtone and knows too late that Nick relocates the explosive to his cell. Clyde smiles briefly as he accepts the fate and returns to his bed. As the bomb explodes, he pulls out his daughter's bracelet and glances at it. Nick is shown in the epilogue seeing his daughter perform in a musical theater production, which he had previously been unable to attend due to a lack of time. The name of this amazing movie is Law Abiding Citizen. Interesting fact is that originally Gerard Butler was the cast as the prosecuting attorney, while Jamie Foxx was the cast as the criminal mastermind operating from within prison, but their roles were reversed in the final version. The picture was supposed to be directed by Frank Darabont, but he dropped out owing to creative issues with the producers. Filming took place in and around Philadelphia beginning in January 2009. Philadelphia City Hall, Laurel Hill Cemetery, and the now defunct Holmesburg Prison were among the filming locations. The Thunderdome Command Center near Holmesburg is clearly visible in the film. That's all for today, Foxx. Tell us in the comment section, what's your point of view about the amazing movie? See you soon with another amazing video.